Of late, I've realized that being rich has become a priority and aim in my life. Now, I might find it strange given I live in Singapore, which is very much a materialistic society. The 5 C's of the so-called Singapore dream, though some of the C's may not be as relevant now, are pretty much centered around monetary goals. Since young, many of us have also been brought up to equate being wealthy to being successful in life, be it unintentionally or intentionally by the education system, our parents, or society as a whole. The graduate employment surveys also serve to reinforce emphasis on wealth by highlighting the difference in median salaries earned between various courses and educational levels. So amid this societal and cultural focus on wealth, how was I able to not treat being wealthy as one of my main goals in life? To be honest, I just do not see the point of becoming rich. Now, if you ask people you know what being rich means, many will link it to having financial ability and freedom to purchase luxury items, expensive cars, and big houses. This perception of having a final things in life has been manufactured and shaped through years of exposure to traditional and other forms of media or entertainment. Just look at social media, and it's common to see individuals showcasing or highlighting the purchases of luxury items or expensive properties and cars. Although it should be said, some of these individuals are exaggerating their levels of wealth, but let's not get to that in this video. Besides social media, the entertainment industry has often highlighted the glitz and glamour of being rich, be it through movies, music, or entertainment award shows. While I get that some people might feel the initial high of purchasing an expensive item, car or house, maybe you should stop and think about the purpose of owning or trying to own this item in the first place. Do these things significantly improve our quality of life, or are they just symbols to boost or reinforce our very own self-ego? More importantly though, is whether our own financial situation allow us to comfortably afford these things in the first place. Too often have I seen individuals purchasing their first car after a few years in the workforce, only to be then saddled with the burden of servicing and maintaining a said vehicle. It's quite saddening to me when their money incomes are that high to begin with, and the money could have been put to better use instead of spending it on car ownership, which is prohibitively high in Singapore. I also see individuals forced to remain in jobs they do not find fulfilling just to afford the monthly mortgage of their private properties. Is it the type of life we want to live? Always be a constant slave to the things we own or strive to own? Now, admit that when I was younger, I too had aspirations of driving an expensive car and living in a private apartment with my very own pool. But after a few more years of adulting and exploring what I really want to do in life, I can safely say that I'm now more interested in living a simple life with a constant steady stream of income while being able to do things which I find fulfilling and enjoyable. Now, don't get me wrong, I still aim to own an apartment to stay in, but it does not have to be expensive, and I'm perfectly fine with a small 2-room or 3-room HDB flat. Also, instead of purchasing items like cars or luxurious goods, I would rather spend the money on traveling overseas to experience different cultures and experiences, or putting it to work in investments. If you ask me what led to the change in mindset, I think much of it will be realizing that one does not need an immense amount of wealth to be satisfied in life. For me, as long as I can have a comfortable, steady monthly income that covers my daily expenses and bills with enough leftovers for saving and investing, I will already be financially contented. Of course, everyone's definition of comfortable income will be different depending on their own life circumstances. My comfortable income will be roughly around 4K a month. With this amount, I can save and invest at least 2K a month, which will likely ensure a comfortable retirement given my current net worth. Also, after not having a full-time job for close to a year, I really treasure and appreciate the freedom and time I have now. I can get up from bed at any time of the day and also do whatever I wish to during the day. This can include activities such as exercising, planning and working on YouTube videos and future endeavors, researching what companies to invest in, playing video games, watching YouTube videos, or what I like to call as productive procrastination, trading options, where a part of my current income comes from, and finally preparing and cooking my own meals. As you can see, I'm not exactly lazing around, and the best part is I do not need to answer to anyone except to myself and my own dreams and aspirations. Of course, I do realize that I'm in a rather privileged situation, which is why I have plans to give up some portion of my income to society, but it will be done in a way that I'm confident will have the most impact on individual lives. And I think that will bring so much more fulfillment to me than aiming for luxury goods, expensive cars, or big houses. But before I leave this video, I just want to say that I do not condemn those who choose to chase wealth to purchase material items. I understand that everyone has their own interests, priorities, and goals in life. But I hope that through this video, I've offered an alternative pathway to living in Singapore, especially for those who are jaded or find no meaning in life as working adults. By not being so fixated on accumulating wealth, you could perhaps have the extra mental capacity to discover your own interests and things that bring meaning to your life. At the very least, you will not succumb to building wealth through immoral ways or at the expense of other individuals. At the end of the day, we all need some level of income to be comfortable in life. The only question to ask is if any excess wealth will help us lead a happier and more fulfilling life and providing more value to society.